one of the most powerful things I saw in all 4 hours of this film was at the very end when his teammate Bobby said, usually when I know people, I know whether I like them or dislike them. I know whether I love them or hate them. And I've known Lance for decades, and I still don't know how I feel. And after watching this film, learning about Lance from birth till current day, I still feel the same way. Like, I don't know if anti-hero is the right word, but like, how do you feel about Lance? Sort of, is he a hero? Is he a cheater? Is he a villain? Like, what do you think about him?
He's all those things and more. And I feel fortunate that he was willing to go there with me, and he was willing to kind of show himself in all his directness and kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly. To people who survived cancer, they don't care about the doping. I mean, not everyone, it's case by case, as you know, but a lot of people still view him as this beacon of light who helped them in their darkest moments. And they don't care about anything else. And I get that. Then you have the people who he bullied and, lied to and what have you. And some of them can make peace with what he did and some of them can't. Then, I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on. I mean, that's why it's an interesting film. What a character.
Well, congratulations. You've done a terrific job of capturing so many things that I didn't know about this story. And it was fascinating to me to see Lance say he's happy the way things transpired because it put him in the place that he is today. If that was me, I probably wouldn't feel as such. Do you believe him when he says that?
I actually do, because I spent a lot of time with him, and I could see that if he was kind of going down that path of continuing to lie and not facing up to what he did, I just don't know if you can necessarily live with yourself and have an honest relationship with your kids and your spouse and your friends. So, he says in the film, I needed a nuclear meltdown and I got it. I mean, is it like the pandemic? Like, we have no choice, so we have to make the best of it? Maybe. But I feel like, as difficult as it was, he's tried to embrace understanding who he is, what he did, why, and he's kind of made peace with it. And some people hate that and will always hate him. Some people admire that he's able to do that. I mean, it takes work. When you think about his darkest days, how horrible it must have been. And those are like hours and days and weeks and months and years. I believe him.
Well, I mean, again, you've done such a great job telling this story because it is so complex and it's not binary. And there's so much gray area. And I still sit here after watching it and very closely don't know how I feel. But I want to talk to you about sort of the hero and the villain that is Lance. There's the hero, literally saved lives, literally helped hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that were suffering from one of the worst diseases that our species have ever seen. There's that side of him, the live strong, the cancer survivor. And then there's also the cyclist who cheated, who wasn't exactly the nicest guy out there on the track or to his teammates. And he once said in the film, I wish I could have separated the cancer and the cycling. But would that even be possible? And why did you include that bite?
Well, because I think people compartmentalize. And I think in his mind, he was doping. He felt that everyone at his level was doping. So that was kind of separate to cancer. So in his mind, he could separate them. We were kind of trying to delve into his mind as much as we could. And it's like, I don't know why I kept that bite, because I thought it was interesting that he said it. You know, there were so many amazing bites. I mean, when he says, you know, you lie once and, you know, then you tell a second lie and then you tell another lie. And pretty soon, I mean, it's like it's 10,000 lies. It's like, wow. So I felt like I got him at a time where he was willing to open up. I don't know if he's happy that he did, but I feel fortunate that I was able to kind of just expose him for himself and others. Some will always hate him and never see it. Some will appreciate what he did. I mean, the film is, it's nuanced. It's very nuanced. It's not black and white. So.
Well, that's how you know it's a great project. We went through this with The Last Dance. There will be villains. And for Michael Jordan, they were other people. For Lance, it's him. So that's what makes the dynamic a little bit different.
Interesting.
But also, what got exposed for me is that basically many in cycling felt like everybody else was doing it. So it was commonplace and it was basically covered up by the powers that be. Do you feel like that was the case?
Oh, 100%. I think, you know, in 1998, you had the Festina scandal and, you know, I didn't know that going in. It's like, wait, hold on. There was a huge doping scandal the year before. So of course everyone thinks, oh, we're going to clean this sport up. And, you know, the next year Lance comes in, they're all doping. I think that Lance was a bit of a pawn to the UCI, you know, in the sense that they used him to elevate the sport. I mean, imagine what would have happened if they found out that he was cheating in 99 right after 98. I mean, it's like, who knows what would have happened to the sport.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.